Listen to the show and peep what these dudes bring. If you didn't know, it's an orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship and a few rings. We're talking baseball. It's an orange and blue thing. Walk off if the game's tied like shoestrings. It's a Mets podcast, orange and blue thing. Beat the other team with defense and a few swings. LFGM, it's an orange and blue thing.
What's up, Mets fans? Happy Monday, first place Mets.
Let's go. That was super loud.
That was so loud in my ears. We're getting off to a little rocky start, which as we always are.
You know always.
What? Julia just walked in literally a second ago. You've had a rough morning, so I'm not trying to put more stress in your life.
All good.
I kind of like that just now when we were just starting the intro was the first time you looked at the sheet and you're already like smiling and giggling. So I guess we're going to get to some funny stuff.
I mean, I'm just giggling that you have like a full in-depth weather forecast at the top of this sheet, which honestly, I get it because we've been rained out and snowed out for like half of the games.
Yeah, it's very relevant.
But I just also hear in my head, I hear your voice saying, I love weather apps. That's just what I hear as I'm reading it.
Darren, you know? Did I say that on the show too?
Doppler Darren.
We are 11 games into the season for the Mets. It's the 19th day of the month. They've only played 11 games.
That's
so
crazy.
Another off day today. Today was a scheduled off day, but yeah, we'll get right into it. This week is not looking any better in Chicago. So the boys just left Colorado. They obviously had the doubleheader on Saturday, won one of those, and then they won yesterday. Awesome start by Stroman.
Awesome.
But yeah, the weather report's not looking great. So I broke the news kind of to you and some of our viewers and listeners last week. Shout out to you guys. Hello, how you doing? How you doing? About the weather that they may have encountered in Denver, and it actually came true. So unfortunately, let me be the bearer of bad news for tomorrow. Walker's scheduled to start the series, but they are saying cloudy, shower of rain or wet snow possible. Obviously a shower of rain. This is a cut and paste from the weather app, but
not Doppler
a
Darren's
shower
wording.
of rain. Yeah, no shit. Or wet snow possible. Temps nearly steady in the upper 30s. That's for tomorrow.
Okay.
So on Wednesday, Peterson's supposed to be on the bump. Partly to mostly cloudy, a shower or wet snow possible.
Okay.
Obviously, snow is probably pretty wet.
Right.
And a high of 43.
Getting a little warmer.
And then the best day of the week for the best pitcher in all of baseball, Jacob deGrom on Thursday. Sunny skies and high of 54, which is beautiful.
Yeah. Love that.
I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe we're going to see another doubleheader on Wednesday. Imagine these guys. This team is kind of built for doubleheaders, though.
I know, but I think this every year, and I know the logistics of it. This would never happen, but I don't know why games are even played in places like Colorado in April.
Right.
Why? Or like, why have I know New York isn't always super warm in April, but like, why would you send a New York team and have them play in New York in April?
Right.
You know what? Why are we going to Denver?
I mean, Denver. They're going to have to get some home games in.
Of course.
Have it be division.
That's
games.
what I'm saying. When you're in like similar weather, why are you taking a team that's in a place that's probably not going to get snowed out?
Not only
in
that,
April?
I'm saying like because they can only play once too. The Mets go to Colorado one time.
Exactly. So have them come here.
Right.
And go there over the summer. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's insane too. That like I don't know who has to approve. As far as what your building's going to look like when you're an expansion team or starting a new ballpark or whatever the case may be. But like Milwaukee has a dome.
Yeah.
Tampa has one probably just for heat more so than rain.
Yeah, like Arizona too has one.
Yeah. And that was, you went to that one? Yeah. Oh yeah, you did. That was sick.
That was the best.
We're going to get to it in a little bit.
That was probably my favorite.
Away game experiences and what you might be missing the most, because Julia told me, to be completely honest, I didn't get to watch baseball this weekend.
I was in charge this weekend. I had to watch all the games.
I got to listen to the games.
Okay, cool.
I was at a race. I was upstate, and I do have.
How's your hand?
Yeah, my hand is swollen. We were talking about something before we went live, and I went to snap my fingers, and I was like, like such a little sissy here. But my right hand, you can't really tell.
No,
but I'm like,
it looks like there's like a golf ball.
I'm like missing two knuckles.
It's
basically
super swollen.
Yeah, I got hit by a rock yesterday. Won't go into it. 40-year-old, barely getting by over here, trying to race dirt bikes and have a midlife
doing great
racing comeback crisis here. But anyway, yeah. So I was at the track and I do have the mobile hotspot, but it's kind of a process to set that up and like connect and watch on the laptop. Because I was going back and forth to the track and watching the other races and stuff. So I did have the radio on, so I was listening.
Okay.
Wayne and Meenan and Coleman have been doing a great job together. Howie should be back tomorrow.
Yes.
Shout out to Howie. Thoughts and prayers and all positive vibes your way. We don't know what's going on, but we don't need to know. It's not our business.
Just all that matters is he's coming back. He's feeling better and awesome.
Yeah. So last Tuesday, I was in the car when the game started, and Wayne had said Howie's off for medical. He's taking care of something basically, and that's it. End of story. So we heard this morning from Howie on Twitter. Thanks for all the kind words and well wishes. I'm paraphrasing here, but that he should be back in action tomorrow. But
love it.
Anyway, so I didn't get to watch the games, but I was listening.
Yes.
And you were kind of keeping me in tune of what's going on and what our topic should be for today. But this weekend was a little rough. And I didn't tell you this before because it's kind of a little TMI, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Let's do it.
I had to wipe with my left today. Is that too much?
Do the fart noise. Is that what we're doing? There we go.
I had to wipe with my left. It's the first time I ever did that. I texted my buddy who was at the track yesterday, and he goes, "Oh, how's your knuckles doing?"
Oh my god.
And I said I wiped with my left, and he said, "Wow, that's ass backwards."
Honestly, it's really a shame that Zupu didn't work out, because what a great transition that would have been into a sponsorship.
Yeah, no, Zupu.
Whatever, screw Zupu.
What worked out great was Coors Light, though. I had Coors Lights on.
Perfect.
I had Coors Lights in the refrigerator.
Coors Light in your left hand is fine, and you could ice it.
Yeah, I did.
Perfect.
I did.
Awesome.
I don't drink and ride, but after the race yesterday, I did partake in a little Coors Light. But
great.
The weekend was kind of. We'll leave it at that. The weekend was a little bit of a disappointment. But anyway, hopefully you guys are getting geared up for the baseball season this week. Not the season, but the games this week.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to be playing in Colorado, and hopefully, they are going to be playing in Chicago, and hopefully you guys will be celebrating at home responsibly with some Coors Lights. But
absolutely.
If you saw over the past couple weeks, we've been talking about prizes and giveaways from our friends at Coors Light, and they finally came in. They're
really cool.
Julia's desk. It looks like a tumbler, right?
It does. It looks almost like a coffee mug, honestly.
It does, but
awesome.
It's not. It's basically it's 12 ounces, so it fits the seltzers.
Great.
But it gets better. I'm going to try to teach you something here, explain to you what this thing is, because this is not just a regular tumbler.
Okay, I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready.
So unscrew the bottom.
Oh my God, you're asking.
Actually, unscrew the top and the bottom.
You're asking a lot of me. I have to.
No, this is awesome. Oh, come on. Give it to me.
Wait, I got it. I didn't know if I had to squeeze. Okay, and then unscrew the bottom. Okay.
Take that paper out. That's the instructions.
Oh.
I'm on the instruction manual right now.
I feel like I'm gonna keep this close by just in case.
Okay. Now put this Coors Light seltzer in the top.
Okay. Oh.
Now take that black piece and put it on top and screw it on.
Oh my god. Is this the right way? Wow.
Sick, right?
Yo, so that's so cool.
I don't want to talk. It's not going to fall out.
Wow.
I don't want to talk crap on the giveaways last year that they gave us, because we got regular koozies and stuff.
Yeah.
This is like a koozie on crack.
This is the technology game has been stepped up.
Yeah, I don't know if it really translated that great on the audio side of this if you're listening afterwards, but we are giving these away for free.
This is so cool.
So what we're doing, though, remember last week we talked about this? They have to be 21?
Yeah.
They do.
Okay. I figured.
Because they watched the show. I guess they watched the show. Yeah. I got an email the winners have to be 21 and over. They're getting a product, even though it's not alcohol.
But it's encouraging drinking.
Right. So 21 and over, please.
Okay. Sorry, Gianna. Love you.
Yeah. Where's the shirts? So here we go.
There we go.
So each winner each week is going to get not only the awesome freaking tumbler, but also one of these short sleeve
really cool
t-shirts. Basically, it's not a hoodie. It has a hood on it, but it's super soft. I think it's like polyester material, kind of like the wicking material. I feel that. Like that sporty material.
That's really nice.
Mets logo on the front and the Coors Light logo on the left sleeve. So all you got to do right now to be eligible, if you're watching on Facebook.
Put it in the box.
Oh my God! I totally screwed that up.
Oh, there we go.
Post it on your wall.
Post it on your wall.
Yes.
Thanks, Howie. There. Post it on your wall. Click the little share button. I don't know how that got screwed up because I had them all in order here. Post it on your wall. If you're watching on Twitter, hit the little retweet button. If you're listening afterwards as a podcast, SoundCloud, iTunes, all that stuff, simply pop on over to Facebook or our Twitter after the show. You have a full week to do it, and hit the share button, and that's how you'll be put in the running to win. We will get to last week's winners in just a little bit, so sit tight on that.
Suspense.
The suspense might be killing you. So let's talk about someone that announced yesterday that they are retiring from the game of baseball. It is Jay Bruce. I don't follow the Yankees much.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the Yankees fans
Neither
are following
do I.
the Yankees much either
Exactly.
right now. They're off to their worst start since 1997.
Love to see it.
5-10, and he's a Yankee now. But
Right.
yesterday he announced his retirement, and I put up something here. What's your favorite Jay Bruce gif as a Met?
Honestly, I feel like Jay Bruce is a great guy, but I feel like if one of his greatest contributions to the Mets was just the gifts that he
I
created.
mean, he had such a short.
I know.
2 short stints with us.
Right.
You know, we traded him to Cleveland, and then he came back the year later.
Yeah.
You know, when you think of Jay Bruce, his career, you don't think Mets.
No,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, some good ones came up here. Obviously, I put the little clap one because I couldn't find the drunk
I love
one.
the one when they were celebrating.
I don't know what this is. I've never seen this one before. A lot of people replied to this.
Either. That's iconic.
So Jay Bruce kissing the hand of Yoenis Cespedes. I probably after a game. Maybe Yo had like a game-ending.
I was gonna say I haven't seen that either, but that's it. You don't even need context. Of course he is.
I've never seen.
Why
that
wouldn't
one.
you kiss the hand of Yoenis Cespedes?
This one, them being like awkward. He like forgot the handshake with Cespedes. But I think the one that kind of comes up the most is
that's
this
my
one.
favorite. Yeah.
So the Mets clinched in 17 to get to the
16.
No, this is the clinch game for the wild card, I think.
16. We didn't clinch in 17.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. So in 16, I'm sorry. And if you're not watching, you're listening afterwards, Bruce looks so confused.
I always say it looks like he is a time traveler who just landed in this time period and he's trying to figure out where he is.
I mean, this isn't a nice one. That's just a garbage can.
That's so rude.
But my question to you is, you know, when I drink, we're assuming he's drunk, okay? Like it's kind of
it's party time.
It's you know, the beers are flowing, the champagne's on ice, and they're just enjoying themselves. But when I've been drunk in my life, it's not usually that quick.
Yeah, I mean, it could have just he could just be looking for someone and got like confused as to where.
Is it possible he's just a really great actor?
I think time traveler, but that's just my one theory.
Do you remember The Time Traveler like a couple years ago?
Oh my God, yes. The guy behind Jason Vargas who looked like he was from but then colonial times.
He appeared after that in the like in the booth next to SNY.
I remember
and they actually wrote Time Traveler on the bottom. Do you remember that? That was so sick.
Amazing.
That was a great idea by whoever was in like the production truck that night at
Iconic.
SNY.
I love it.
To put him in there. But yeah, I don't know what he was up to or, you know, how he got to that state that quickly, because the interviews are like right after the game.
I know. I don't know. He could have been drunk. I really just think maybe it's just like, you know, thought somebody was in one direction. I don't know. Time traveler. That's what I'm going. He's time traveling. That's fine. But congratulations, Jay Bruce. A great career. And yeah, I think he said he was playing one. Did he play yesterday? He said like he was going to play one more game and that was it.
I saw him like wave his hat from the dugout, but Francesa came out and kind of roasted him. He's like, let's be honest here. He's retiring because he stinks right now. He's hitting like 100 and you know, he basically just roasted him on the internet.
I mean, yeah, if he was having a great season, I'm probably sure he wouldn't have retired, but there's like a time where you realize your body's had enough. That's how it goes for most people retiring from the sport.
But coming from another guy who has retired now twice,
Francesa, great point.
It's like such bullshit for him to like step up and be like, well, he was retiring because he stinks. I'm like, well,
why did you retire?
You probably did retire because you were stinking too. You know what
I
mean? You know, and I'm not talking about like ratings and shit like that, but like the quality of Francesa's show took a big dive over the past few years, and you know he thought he had this like revolutionary app that he was going to charge people for, and that failed.
I remember that.
He's doing shows out of his basement, which you know, no offense, so did I.
I was just gonna say,
but but who am I? I'm not comparing myself to Francesa, you know, in the least. But,
absolutely.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, so that's the story with Jay Bruce. You know, we're gonna get not to compare the two, but we're gonna have Danny Murphy on the show pretty soon.
Yeah,
I know you've been working on that. Speak
excited.
with him and his wife, so should be pretty cool to get him on there. But
absolutely,
definitely stock up on those Coors Lights though, guys, because you want to be prepared for the games this week. Hopefully they're going to be playing out there in Chicago. Hit up Drizly. I'm a fan of Drizly. Julia likes Instacart.
Instacart for life.
But Instacart for life. Is like your new tattoo or something like that. Hit up Drizly. It's very simple. You just type in Coors Light. You type in your address. I have 41 Seaver Way here for Tom Seaver, who his statue is coming in July.
I've heard that.
They're doing it on a Thursday, though. Unveiling it on a Thursday.
What day is it? Do you know?
July 22nd. Someone in the comments write it. I think it's July 22nd.
Oh, because what was the day of his? I remember they were talking about like, oh, they should do it on the anniversary of his imperfect game. I don't think it was that day, but wasn't it in July? If you're going to do it on a random day anyway.
I'm not sure.
I think it was in July. I'm sure somebody knows.
Someone in the
that off
comments
top
it
of their
says
head.
July 22nd. It's Donald Gormandy. He just
Okay,
chimed in.
that's
He
the
said
day they're
it's
doing
It's
it.
his son's birthday.
Oh, okay.
So that's a cool birthday.
That's nice.
But yeah, hop on over, get those Coors Lights on ice. Make sure those mountains are blue. Always celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And if you share the show right now, get some free stuff if you're over 21 or 21 or over. Not beers, but you got the koozie. You got the tumbler koozie. Or
I'm so impressed.
But it's really you're doing that because if it was open, you'd just be pouring your beer out. Your seltzer
but
out.
it's not. So I'm just very impressed that it's so sturdy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's very reliable.
It's freaking incredible.
I guess that's right though. If you were to drop it, it doesn't matter. It's spilling anyway.
Yeah, you're gonna spill it.
Whatever. It's good.
Let us know where you're watching from, guys. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope right now. I know Periscope is having a little bit of an issue lately because I guess Twitter is just going to do their own thing now.
I was going to say, was it you who told me that they're getting rid of Periscope?
Yeah, like when you share stuff from like our streaming service straight to Periscope, it does show a preview on Twitter, but sometimes when you click it on Twitter, it won't play. You got to then go to Periscope to watch it. It's a pain in the ass.
That's annoying. Just go to Facebook, guys.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a generational thing.
I know. I was going to say, who has Facebook anymore?
Like you probably don't even use it.
I only have it for my business page.
Yeah,
it's the only reason I still have it. Yeah.
And you're in your 20s, but like, younger fans that might want to consume the content like Gianna or whatever might not have Facebook. Twitter's
probably easier. Or YouTube.
Yeah.
Everyone's,
YouTube sucks for us though. It's so hard to get subscribers on YouTube.
Do you need to have an account to watch it?
Okay. So you don't even know. No, you don't. You can just go to YouTube and type in what you want to watch. But like our YouTube activity or whatever engagement stinks compared to like Facebook and Twitter and the podcast.
Right.
But I mean, it's certainly an extra place to have it because then you can watch it on your TV. A lot of people have the app on their TV.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Not I mean. So let us know where you're checking in from. We got Eli in Huntington. We got Kevin in New Windsor again near Walden. That's where I was yesterday.
Oh.
I don't even know how to say this. Nissiuna.
I can't even see to help you out.
Nissiuna, New York.
A little too far away.
Arkansas.
Love it.
Cincy. Jacksonville, Florida.
There we go.
We're trying to fill them in here.
Running all over.
I try to hit them enough until it's not just New York. LFGM from Swampy Secaucus.
Okay.
That's Frank. Is that a thing? Swampy Secaucus?
I
don't think it's raining today.
I don't know. It's Jersey, right? Secaucus is Jersey.
Yeah, that is Jersey.
Okay. So, I mean, when I think of New Jersey, I'm not going to offend anyone. New Jersey's great.
No, Jersey's great. So I was talking to a guy today the spot I get my lunch out up the street, and he owns the business, and we were talking, and he always asks me about the Mets and what's going on with the ballpark,
right.
The capacity and so on and so forth. To people who have been asking us, I mean, you've had a lot of games already, like 3, right?
I've attempted to. Monday got rained out.
Right.
I saw the doubleheader Tuesday, which was great. They won both. And then I got to the stadium on Thursday, went inside, got Shake Shack, sat at my seat, was eating it, and then they announced the game was postponed, and then we went home.
It's an expensive day.
You know what? It was me, my cousin.
You get tested every day?
Yeah.
Jeez
so,
Louise.
I got a test on Monday. I had them do a rapid and a PCR, and the PCR came back in time for Thursday. It was fine. Yeah. But what was annoying was I didn't realize the only place that I could book appointments for myself ahead of time, which I just felt safer doing since it's kind of a time crunch situation. When I went after the show Monday, my insurance is the only insurance that they don't cover rapids for. They cover PCRs, but not rapids. So it cost me $75
What? Every time you go
to get a rapid on Monday, which is why I got the PCR, because I'm like, screw it, I'm not doing this all week. So I paid $75 for a rapid for a game I didn't even get to go to. So it was useless. So that's why I had the PCR, and it was fine.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucked. But
I had my second shot on Thursday.
Oh, yay!
Yeah. So
how do you feel?
I felt kind of shitty on Friday. I had a little bit of a fever Friday morning, and then Friday, like towards the end of the day, I was just feeling kind of like tired.
Yeah,
but I feel like that could have been. I was talking to Shu about it because Shu had both shots already too, and he was saying like if he didn't know he had the shot, he'd just be like, "Oh, I'm tired."
Yeah,
like, he wouldn't think that it was a side effect
related.
But then after that, I was fine. Like,
yeah,
Saturday
I got my
fine.
second on Sunday.
Cool. So hopefully no side effects for you.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. But you know what? That's the kind of thing we were talking about it too on the show recently. Like, instead of going through the whole song and dance
Yeah.
of the testing and stuff, I might just wait until.
Honestly,
is it 2 weeks after the shot?
I think you have to wait 2 weeks. Yeah.
So then a week from this Thursday is when I guess I'm like
Yeah.
good to go.
That's kind of where I'm at too. I was debating going Friday, and I'm like, ugh, it's just so much work. It's so much effort to get in the door.
Friday should be pretty nice.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
Doppler Darren. I've been checking it out. Friday looks nice.
But that's why I'm
Saturday-
like, I don't want to like waste a good weather day.
Right,
like
right,
now it just seems like you're so lucky to get
right.
good weather. But
Saturday's a 4:00 start, I believe.
yeah,
And then against the Nationals. So are the Nationals still banged up? Like do you even know? 'Cause remember in the beginning they
I
had, like,
know.
a good chunk of their roster.
the
were originally
last,
playing.
I don't know. The last I saw was just they were in last place, but I don't know if that's
That's good enough
stayed
for
the
me,
same.
then.
Fine by me.
Uh,
We'll just leave it at that.
so
We don't need
sorry.
to check.
So speaking of the Mets, obviously this is somewhat of a Met show, right?
Sometimes.
Nimmo is unconscious. How this fan base is so dysfunctional
I know.
that the way like we have such opposite ends of the spectrum when you can consider like certain people like
Yeah.
your girls Michelle and them, they loved Nimmo from like the start. They had like
Right.
their maybe you even had it,
Mhm.
their shirt from like
Oh, the Finding Nemo. I didn't have that, but they did.
but like the St. Lucie shirt.
Yeah, yeah,
They've been
yeah.
Nimmo
Mhm.
stands forever.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's the kind of thing where almost every single offseason, I remember we caught up with Nimmo when he was at QBC,
Uh-huh.
whatever year that was, 16 or something like that.
Right.
And it was even then a discussion like, are you going to be on this team next year?
Yeah.
And every offseason, it's like Nimmo's on the chopping block, or people don't like Nimmo because he like tries too hard.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
do you really need to sprint to first base? I'm like, let the guy, if that's what players, they said last week too, they're creatures of habit. Like
Mhm.
Stroman's the way he is. He's outspoken.
And
he's
it works.
confident. He's like motivating himself to be a
Mhm.
better player. And if that's what works for him, it works for him.
Right.
If sprinting to first base makes Nimmo a happy player
Run,
and he's going
Forrest,
to
run.
get on base as much as he has
Exactly.
been, who cares?
Yeah.
He has a 543 on base percentage and he's batting 447.
It's insane.
So he's
What's insane is that he's the only one really consistently hitting right now.
Right.
And the Mets are in first place.
Right.
So like imagine when everybody else gets it together. But I honestly feel like once a game minimum, it's like Nimmo somehow getting to second base and him getting stranded there. He's getting on and then no one's driving him in. But I have confidence that that'll all work itself out. But you don't want who knows? I like Nimmo and I think he is a good, solid player, but who knows how long this is going to last,
Right.
how hot he is.
well, we've been saying that for
I know.
but people are saying
He
like,
gets on base.
yeah, but someone I called him out a couple of days ago. So I wrote something, another day, another Nimmo hit.
Yeah.
And someone said it's been 2 weeks, like who cares? Or
Right.
basically something like that. And then I just screenshot a tweet from Disha who said
Mhm.
like he's now 26. Damn, I'm maybe wrong. Maybe it's 22 game hit streak, but
Okay.
his dates back to last year.
Yeah.
So he's not. This isn't like a short
And
like
that's the
he's
thing.
starting hot thing.
Right. And like Nimmo, he's not a power hitter. He's like whatever, and that's fine. He doesn't need to be. He gets on base. That's what you want from your leadoff hitter, and everybody else figure that out. But he's on base every single game, multiple times a game, most times. So you can't ask for much more from Nimmo if he wants to sprint to first base and use, gospel rock as his walk-up music. I am all for it. I love it.
We got a comment here from Beth on Facebook. You can tell how much Nimmo loves to play the game
Mhm.
and is grateful every day he gets to play it. But it's unfortunate. Like the same thing I'm talking about, like opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Some people don't like Nimmo because of political
Right.
beliefs, or his wife donated money towards Trump's campaign,
Right.
or because he hunts, or they come from a different place.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's wrong or right. That's just who he is.
Right.
And as a baseball player, he's a baseball player. As a this is their
Absolutely.
job. You know what I mean?
I get, and I don't really agree with or align myself with the politics that Nimmo does or whatever, but it's hard rooting for someone who you feel you're so not, I guess, similar. I get that. I can understand, you'd rather root for someone who you agree with all of their morals or whatever. I get it. I don't know. It's a tricky situation, but at the same time, it's not like Brandon Nimmo is a bad person. He's
Right.
one of the nicest, most polite, humble, it's not like he's a dick on top of everything else.
Right,
He's a
right.
good guy who, you can root for. Of course, I wish, we thought the same about different things, but at the same time, I can't get myself to hate him or root against him just for that. I mean, I don't know. It's
If
a sticky
everyone
situation.
thought or felt the same in this world, we'd live in a very boring place.
That
You know
is
what I mean?
true. I agree with that, but I don't know. I can't get myself to root against Brandon Nimmo. He's a hardworking, nice guy, and he produces.
But I can't get myself to root against
anyone
that wears our uniform. But for some reason, there's the reason I brought this up also is because of Stroman,
right?
Marcus Stroman. Be like, oh, the argument from some fans on the internet, because granted, let me let you guys know, the internet's not a real place. It is an app on your phone or your computer. The internet's the internet. You're not the Kardashians. You're not tweeting something and making $1 million.
Right.
You're just a person who has a Twitter account. Same as me, same as you, whatever. It doesn't make us more popular because you have like a certain amount of followers.
Exactly. Who cares?
But the reason why Stroman blocked so much of this fan base, they then use that as like a butthurt. I don't like him because he blocked half the fan base. He blocked the fan. We talked about this.
Yeah.
He blocked a lot of the fan base because he's a certain way with his mental state.
Yeah.
And some people don't react the same way to negative feedback.
Absolutely.
Whether they want to just block it out because they don't want to believe it or because it makes them feel a certain way.
Right.
But like I read negative feedback about myself every day.
Right.
But like I just deal with it. But I'm also not a professional athlete.
That's what I was gonna say. And I feel like there's two ways you can like really think about this. Like when you're reading something rude or mean or just not what you want to hear somebody saying about you, you can take the time to mentally process that and talk yourself back up, or, oh no, you're not as bad as they're saying, or whatever. And that takes time and energy out of your day that a professional athlete, a starting pitcher, probably doesn't have. Or you can just ignore, click the block button, move on with your day and never have to hear that again. If you have the option to do that, why wouldn't you?
I don't like to block people because they use it as like a badge of honor.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't do that either. But at the same time, why does Marcus Stroman care what these people think if they're going to use it as a badge of honor? Like, he doesn't care. That's the thing. Like you are like, oh, I really must have bought. Like, he does not care. That's why he's blocking you, is because he doesn't care if you think you won the argument. You are meaningless to his life.
Right.
He's going to go out. He's going to be dominant. He's going to make a lot of money, support his family, and live a great life. And you're blocked on him, and congratulations, you got that badge of honor.
But it's insane to me that like wild. Some fans would prefer that he gets like shelled and the Mets like lose the game.
I know.
I read something last night. I don't know who shared it, but it was like, I hope the Mets win 13-8 and Stroman gets like shelled. Like, what fan are you?
Why?
It's because
you were blocked.
Because
he blocked you on the Twitter machine.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Give me a break.
Crazy.
I have never rooted harder for someone that I'm rooting for Marcus Stroman this season, just because I love watching men cry, whether it be physically or on the internet. I love it, and he's making grown men cry metaphorically, literally. I don't know, but I love it. So. Go Stro, go. I last night, it was so funny because my whole group was like, oh my God, we need to get Stroman jerseys or whatever. And I was like, I could get a jersey. I'm like, the man literally makes clothing. I was like, let me go to his website, see. And he has a really awesome, it's like an LGM, I think it has like the skyline on the front, and then on the back it says like Stroman 0. So I ordered one. All the girlies are getting one.
Oh, cool.
We're all going to wear our Stroman shirts, but I'm very excited.
You're going to put me out of business. You're making all your own stuff now?
I'm sorry. No, I'm big on jerseys. That's something I never really outgrew. I like having like a player name. Yeah. And most of the stuff I made has like the player name and number on the back.
I have a Stroman 7 jersey.
Oh yeah.
So they changed his number, but I think I almost feel like that's cooler. Like I was riding with him before
limited
he changed
edition.
his number.
Yeah, totally.
And I think I had it before he did. No, seriously.
You got it like when he was traded?
Yeah, immediately. Like awesome. I hit up my contact, like, because every year I get the All-Star game jerseys. Yeah. So I think he started on the road. No, wait, maybe he started at home.
No, I think he started on the road in, I want to say Pittsburgh. I think Gary was talking about it the other day.
Either way, before he even like got to play in a game, I had it.
Awesome.
I brought it with me to Fire Island. Why did we go to Fire Island last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever that was?
It was probably Amanda's birthday, but I don't think I was there. Okay. I think I was working. That was Amanda's birthday. Yeah.
And it's before he even played. Or maybe he played like that day and I was already wearing it.
That's amazing.
What was it called? Flynn's?
Yeah.
Yeah, Flynn's on Fire Island. We went there and I had it with me and I'm like, yeah, I'm rocking the jersey. But people that were there were like, Long Island, like, they're like so pumped up, you know?
Oh yeah, because he is. It's Long Island, but yeah, no, that's awesome.
Kelly went to the same high school as him.
I did know that.
Patrick Medford, yeah.
Not same year.
No, no. We're a little bit older. What happened the other day? And you're showing your age.
Because I posted the most incredible. Australia is apparently fine and living large.
Yeah, how?
I don't know. That's a question I don't know the answer to. But there is a new Taylor Swift song that came out. So like I have never been in a club and heard this song before because it just came out. And it was like all these girls like in a club or whatever. And like the chorus hit and everyone's singing and dancing. And I said, I would rip off my limb to be in that room. And you were like, I would rip off my limb not to be in that room. And I was like, the age difference is shining real bright right now.
Well, what's going on there? Are they?
I don't know.
Are they just banning travel? Like, can you not leave or come in? Like,
I really have no idea.
If anyone knows in the comments, let us know.
Please let us know. Why is Australia okay and we're not? I mean, I know why we're not, but why is Australia okay?
We got Al checking and he says they closed entry into Australia.
Smart.
So I guess they got clean and healthy and they said, screw it, you guys can't come here.
Smart.
Yeah, so maybe
good
that's
for
the story.
Australia. One day I'll get there, but yeah.
Yeah, one day. It's so far away. It takes like a full day to get there.
That's my dream. Like I don't care what it takes me to do. I will spend a month of my life in Australia. Australia and New Zealand. I want to do like a month. That's my dream.
Amelia is already talking about going to Paris since she's like 3.
I actually, one of my
for
roommates,
Sweet 16 now, I think she wants to do that. Instead of having, I would gladly do that instead of a Sweet 16.
I didn't have a Sweet 16 either. But one of my roommates from St. John's is from Paris and she was supposed to get married last year. Obviously her wedding got canceled, but like me and my other roommate booked our flights like right at the start of Corona. We got a round trip flight to Paris for $212, which is insane. Obviously it was when Corona happened, whatever. Obviously got canceled. And so they're like, oh, we're having like a small civil wedding. It's like 40 people, but if the borders are open, you guys are of course invited. So I was looking at tickets and like the cheapest ticket is like $515. And I'm like, it's like, I wish I never got that price last year. Cause $515, I'd be like, oh, I guess that's not bad for Paris. But now that I know I had friggin' 212, it's rough, but I am trying to go to Paris too, Amelia. So I support you in your endeavor and I will push your dad for it as much as I can.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we talked about this with Piazza too. I don't want to push her too much into this.
Yeah.
Because this isn't, not everyone wants to do this.
Right.
Not everyone wants to run a brand or be a Mets fan or whatever, but like clearly she has the option to if she wants to. But we're thinking about using some of our credit because the way that like the 7-Line Army games work, we paid for the season. There's 10 games. We had another one on the schedule for this Saturday. I'm not going to it because of the way we're trying to give everyone a fair shot to go to the game. So now that we have this credit, we can just go to games whenever we want.
Right.
If the Mets have tickets available. So we're going to start trying to bring her to more games now that she's a little bit older.
That's fun.
She's 6 in a few.
She's at a good age. That's insane.
Yeah.
That makes me feel ancient. But she's sorry. But she's at a good age. Like where it's like she's not going to have like tantrums and meltdowns. No. She can kind of follow what's going on. If she gets attached to one player, I'm telling you, that's all it took for me was Mike Piazza and then David Wright, and then you're hooked for life. Just get her hooked on one player.
Well, I think that I don't want to say that she's not going to be hooked. She talks about Pete Alonso because she knows who he is and like she hears us talking about it. But I think that she associates what she does with like what kind of snacks are there. So she's like, oh, I can get ice cream in the helmet like that, or do we have one in here? I thought we did.
There's so many items.
Yeah, this room's a mess.
I don't know.
I think I have it in my office. No, actually, you know what? She has it on her bookshelf in her room. Oh. The home run apple ice cream.
Oh, I have one of those.
Cup.
Yep.
So, but she's like, oh, I can go to a baseball game. I'm going to get popcorn.
Ice cream.
I'm going to get cotton candy. I'm going to get this and that.
Tell her about the cookie dough.
But I was kind of the same way also because when I was a kid and we talked about Beau Field, I kind of compared it to like, oh, I'm going to get some RC Cola and some Conn's hot dogs.
You know what's so funny is because I would get so excited. The only time as a kid when we would have Malamars is when we went to Shea Stadium. Malamars. I don't know why my parents would always pack a box of Malamars and I always going to Shea Stadium, I'm getting Malamars. And like, it was the best day ever.
It's like me with bringing my Tofurkey burritos now.
It's so random. And that I never realized how strange that was, but that was like the only time we'd have Malamars was when we were going to Mets games.
Lucho checked in. He said he also never had a Sweet 16.
Lucho, you deserve.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
It was good seeing him, and we talked about him on the show last week. He hooked us up with a couple beers on opening day. I always appreciate that. But so as you told me about this again, I didn't watch the game. You told me about this segment that SMY is doing. Can you explain what it is?
Yeah, it was really cool. So Gary and Keith wasn't on this trip, but Gary, Ron, and Steve Gelbs too. They're all kind of.
Why is Keith off? They do it from Citi Field.
He's getting his second vaccine in Florida. Oh, okay. He had to go back to Florida. But so they're each road trip, because obviously they're not traveling, what they said they're going to do is kind of talk about their favorite reasons for going to that city, things they miss about traveling, whatever. So it was so funny because I kind of like heard this going on and I was cleaning, and then I looked up when they were like doing Keith's, and apparently Keith has grandchildren in Denver, so that's why he likes going there. And there's also some somebody in the comments, I'm sure, can rehash this better than I can, but there was like some like cowboy clothing store or something that Keith loves to go to, and they just showed all these pictures of Keith dressed as a cowboy. It was amazing.
Do you remember when all the players did?
Yeah, that was
Remember
rookie
Lucas Duda was
hazing. I was
wearing-
gonna say all I see is Lucas Duda in a cowboy outfit. I want to say that was maybe 2010,
Wow.
2011,
11
maybe?
years ago?
Yeah, either 2010 or 2011.
Wow. Yeah. So I can't picture Keith wearing any cowboy stuff. I
It
like
was
the
really
pearl
nice.
snap like
Yeah,
flannels.
Yeah.
Like I used to find at like thrift stores back in the
he
day.
looked great. But yeah, so I thought maybe it would be fun because obviously we're not really traveling. The Tampa outing got asked to rehash our favorite outing memories or
you know
whatever you want to do.
Coincidentally, I got an email last night from Rally Bus
Oh,
and saying like, hey, we're still around. Basically, like,
Yeah.
Are you going to plan any trips? Yada yada. And clearly we weren't going to take a bus to Tampa, but
right.
our first away game now is scheduled for June, I think. June? Yeah, I think so. I
Sure.
don't know. June in DC.
Okay.
But now they changed the schedule because of the COVID whatever.
Mhm.
The first games that got canceled, it's gonna be a double header.
Oh.
So I don't know if we would go down for one game of a double header. That's gonna be like 7 innings. So if we did the full day though, that's
I was gonna say because most of how these, most
not
of the
gonna be
double
single
headers,
admission,
it's
though.
not okay.
so we would have to
That's
get
annoying.
tickets to both games or be there for freaking ever. So
yeah,
I think that like a bus situation for that wouldn't make sense. I think if we're gonna go, find your way there, go to both games and stay
Yeah.
over.
yeah.
Because imagine like
It's a
that day
long
is
day.
you've done the bus trip there.
Mhm.
Just to go for one game, you leave like let's say it's a 1 o'clock game, you leave at like 6 a.m.
Yeah, we're leaving like 6 hours before first pitch
and you
minimum.
get back at like midnight
later.
yeah, right?
Yeah,
So
usually
it's
later.
a long day. It's like
Yeah.
18 hours. So to go to both games, that would be crazy.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's like a vacation.
But I also said
get a
maybe
hotel.
Chime in on the comments here. Would you guys even feel comfortable being on a bus right now? Because our bus trips are kind of wild. And they,
yeah,
they
are.
promote, they want it to be wild. So like you could bring
It is not your
beers.
normal bus trip.
No.
There's cooler races. Oh, we should promote that.
Yeah,
But
we can.
okay, literally, because everybody packs a cooler with beers or whatever to tailgate when we
Coors
get
Lights.
there. Yeah, Coors Lights, of course. And so the first, I think it was opening day 2015. I think was the first cooler race.
Yeah, because that wasn't an outing. We just went.
No, it was just random
Yeah.
people. And like, coincidentally, all of the coolers just like line the aisles.
There's no
'cause
other
that's-
spot for
Right.
'em.
That's just where to put them. And I don't know who brought a GoPro helmet.
I
It
think
might have
was
been Brad.
Bradley.
And everyone just took turns putting them on. They would chug a Coors Light to start, run down the
No, no,
aisle
no, no,
over
no.
the. You get to the end and you chug again and then come back.
I think you only chug at the end. Because
Oh,
I
yeah?
remember the way that it started was I think Shu was one of the first to go. And by the way, I've never lost at a cooler race. Like I think I seriously like every time we've been on
All
a
right.
trip, I win the cooler race,
It's been a while.
and I'm probably losing another
I was
knuckle.
gonna
But
say.
so I remember there's a video of it. You can
Mhm.
search it on probably
Yep.
Seven Lines Twitter. But you start in the beginning of the bus. The bus driver is like oblivious. Doesn't know
Yeah.
what's going on behind
He's
him.
just fine.
Like he's just tunnel vision. Let me get to DC.
He's Amelia's voice. It's fine.
yeah. So the video of Shu, he's holding on to both seats in
Yeah.
the front. And
Oh
like,
yes, you're right. You're right.
slingshotting himself down there, and
Mhm.
you're jumping and skipping over all the coolers.
I think Andrew actually broke Teza's.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
mark that says like Lawn Dart
He
was
wrote his
here.
name on it or something. And at the end, you got to chug a beer and then go back.
Yes, and then go back.
But you get disqualified. If there's, really have to finish it.
Yeah.
If there's like anything left, you're
No,
out.
we're very particular.
Yeah.
It's not a
So anyway, long story short,
yes.
you can't go from that
I know.
to sitting in your seat wearing a
'Cause
mask.
That's what
to
I was gonna
DC.
say. It's gonna be masked. I feel like you would do like one empty seat in the middle, unless you're traveling with somebody that you're already quarantined comfortable with. Yeah, but it makes you wonder, like, when are we going to be okay to do that again? Is it next season?
I don't know.
Would
I
everyone feel
replied to
comfortable
them.
doing that
I
next
told them
season?
that. I said, I don't know how many people are going to be comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
Lucho said we lost many coolers to that. Arya says I'm vaccinated and I'm comfortable with it. But they replied to me, what about a vaccinated bus?
Yeah.
So like one bus, if you
All vaccines.
yeah. So if you've had the vaccine and you feel comfortable and you want to sit there, because honestly, I'd rather drive myself and not sit on a bus for 6 hours wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I'd rather just drive myself.
Absolutely.
So I've gone this long. I haven't taken an Uber yet. I
Oh,
haven't been
really?
in an Uber in
I
like
don't
a
think
year
I
and a half.
have either.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
So that's the story.
Wow.
So what are you guys missing the most? Like we brought up, let me show you this photo. Because
Would love to
the
see it.
boys are going to be in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Something like this will probably never, I don't think it ever happened before, and I don't
Yeah.
think it's ever going to happen again.
Mhm.
If you're listening afterwards, this is a photo of the 7-Line Army out in Chicago in 2013. I can't believe it's been that long ago already.
Crazy.
But we bought bleacher tickets. I think we had 600 tickets. And the way that it works out there is first come, first serve seating. So
Right.
we knew as long as we got there first, we are going to be able to get our own area.
Yeah.
And the Cubs fans, when they showed up, they were not very
That's
pleased.
so wild.
But we were able to take over like pretty much the entire left field.
Were there Cubs fans like stuck in between you guys?
Yeah, if you zoom in here,
Yeah.
you can see a couple in there. But whatever. I mean, it was great. There was no incidents. We had a great
Okay.
time. But when we went to go back, you know what happened in
Yeah.
2019?
Mhm.
They took our deposit. And people are probably getting tired of hearing me talk about this because like, oh, Darren's crying about this again. But I will never go back to
Yeah.
Wrigley Field in my life
Yeah.
until like there's always such a quick turnover in front offices and ticketing departments and people who make these decisions.
Sure.
So who knows?
Yeah.
I said I would never go back to Philly either.
Right.
But like things changed there.
Mhm.
And then we kind of got an apology from a ticket rep and so on and so forth. Someone connected us. And then we were planning to go back last year, got
Right.
canceled. We're planning to go back this year. So what happened in Philly, hopefully it doesn't happen again where they kind of don't serve us anything. They didn't even bring popcorn or
Yeah.
water to our section back then. But
yeah.
Wrigley, I'm kind of getting off the topic here. They took our deposit for 2019 for
Mhm.
bleacher tickets. It says right on the deposit, bleacher tickets.
Yeah.
I think 1,000 or so. When it came time to paying the balance, they said we can't put you in the bleachers. They wanted to sprinkle us out all
I
across the
remember that.
ballpark,
Mhm.
or offered us like multiple rooftops across the street. They didn't want us in the building because they
Right.
knew that we were going to dominate again,
Uh-huh.
and we were going to show up with way more than 500. And that was
Unless you're
going to be our 100th outing. Too.
Yeah. Unless you're concerned with like safety,
No,
which you're not.
no.
Why it's money in your pocket. Why do you care one way or
I
another?
even said to them, I'm like, not that I'm trying to raise the prices on our side too. I'm like,
yeah.
but if money is the issue and you guys just need to put more in the bank based on us like coming,
Yeah.
the same thing the Red Sox did. They made us spend like a $40 or $50 concession credit built into
remember
the
that.
ticket. So it's
Mhm.
like, all right, you're going to get us with the ticket price, but you're also going to get a guaranteed $50 ahead
Yeah.
for concessions. I'm like, do that.
Smart.
I'm like, if the tickets are going to be 100 for the bleachers, charge us 120 and
Yeah.
a concession credit. They're going
Uh-huh.
to sell. Because again, I don't know if this is breaking news for people. We're not making a dime on the tickets.
Yeah.
So
You're
like
just facilitating the
the
outing.
tickets can cost $1 or they can cost us $100. We're
Right.
still, but we have to front the money.
Right.
So like we're only making the money on top for the stuff that goes with it. That's
Yeah.
how we keep the lights on, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
t-shirt,
the
the
t-shirts.
patch, whatever.
Mhm.
And then we do the organization for like the pregame party and so on and so forth. But it was crazy. The Mets even got involved.
Really?
I
don't think I
reached
knew
out
that.
to the Mets because I have a great relationship with them. It's
Yeah.
like,
As you should.
we're aligned with
Right.
MLB. We have a license with the league and we have the store at City Field. And,
Yeah.
this track record all along the other ballparks we go to.
Mhm.
It's been so great so far.
Yeah.
And then when I couldn't get a straight answer of like where we could sit,
Yeah.
oh my God. Like I reached out to the highest person I possibly could in the
Right.
ticketing side of the Mets. I'm like, can you just talk to your counterpart over there
Put
and
in a
see
good
what's
word.
going on?
Yeah.
And they tried and they still came back to the same answer. Like, sorry, we're gonna have to split you up.
That's wild.
They didn't want that. They didn't want this. They didn't want Wrigley Field being City Field. You know what I mean? So that's the story. And that's why I will never go back to
Yeah, it's
Chicago.
lame. It's lame.
Yeah.
I've never been to Wrigley, and if you guys aren't going, I probably won't unless I find myself in Chicago somehow. But no, that's so lame.
Yeah, it was very lame.
Boo.
So let us know in the comments what your favorite outing was, what you missed most about traveling, any ballparks that you really want to visit that you haven't been to yet. Did you you went to Colorado?
No, I didn't.
Really?
I didn't.
I
go
don't.
to
I can't
Colorado.
remember where you've been, but Colorado was. Sick.
I know everyone said Colorado was awesome. My favorite stadium that we went to was probably Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I just love being able to see like the bridges in the background, and that was just a fun trip. But my favorite outing in and of itself would probably be Phoenix, just because Andrew and Amanda got engaged and it was so fun. We got to go to the Grand Canyon too. But I like that stadium too. I honestly, people always shit on the domes or whatever, but like it was air conditioned. It was nice. It was pleasant to be sitting in the stands. I had no problem with it.
I have
at
no
all.
idea how you guys hiked. The second that
Oh.
Kelly and I got to the airport and we walked outside, it felt like I was being blasted in the face with like a hair dryer. I was like, fine, let me find Amelia wasn't
Yeah.
with us. Let's find like the closest bar to the hotel,
Uh-huh.
get some dinner, drinks, have some drinks in the AC, and then just be done with the
Well,
night because You guys are nuts.
And so we kind of
You
got
had to do it though
lucky-
because
right,
like
we had to.
Indoor had this plan.
Right. But also we kind of got lucky in that it rained like during like the hottest point of the day. We kind of got like cooled off like right after our hike. It rained and like cooled us off, which was kind
That's
of
rare
nice.
there.
Yeah. But it was like I know it was random that it rained, but it did. It was amazing. But it was I just remember we had to go because Phoenix and the Grand Canyon are not close to each other. So we went
It's like
there.
an hour?
Yeah. We went there first. I remember we wanted to watch the sunrise because we wanted to see sunrise and sunset. So we saw the sunrise.
So romantic.
Whatever. And then Andrew and Amanda were getting engaged at sunset that night. So we were up all day to sunset. And then that night we had to drive. And keep in mind, we got into Phoenix at like 1 a.m. local time, stayed up to watch the sunset, stayed up all day, watched them get engaged. And then we had to drive 4 hours to Phoenix on no sleep. I remember it was miserable. I was hallucinating. I thought I saw an emu with red laser eyes running. I almost crashed us off the road because I was like, look out.
What?
Yeah. I was literally hallucinating. I've never been that tired in my entire life, but it also just made the trip more fun. I feel like it felt like when you were like a little kid and like just staying up or whatever. I don't know, but it was great. The stadium is, honestly, it was freaking awesome. The pool game was awesome.
If you guys ever get the chance, I don't know what they're doing with the pool. I don't know if it's even an option right now, but
that's true.
If you are going to go out there and you have the option to rent the pool, you definitely should. I don't want to throw them under the bus because maybe this was an accident, but they just handed us full bottles of booze.
Oh yeah.
So like they gave you a menu. One lady worked the pool by the way.
Which was
one woman by herself worked the pool, and there was
bless
like
her soul.
then like 2 lifeguards or something like that. She basically handed us a menu of what you can order, and then they brought you the entire bottle. Like I got a bottle of vodka, I think, and she got a bottle of whiskey, and they just gave it to us. They gave us the entire bottle.
We had a great time.
The entire glass bottle. They're like, "Oh, this is for you."
But that's what I was also going to say is if you plan on going to Arizona, making the trip or whatever, I would definitely, if you're going to do the pool game, make sure you go to another game because I don't think I watched a minute of the actual game.
Oh, I did.
I didn't watch any of it. All I remember, it was like the first game Dom Smith played left field. And I thought I was so drunk. I was like, why is Dom Smith in left field? I thought it was like me again hallucinating. I hallucinated the night before. But
Are you sure you didn't like do something else and you're just not sure?
I swear to God, no. I was just so tired. We did see emu walking around. So like, I hallucinated, but it was the red laser eyes for me. And then it just like evaporated. I don't know. We're getting off topic as we usually do.
Yeah, but the bottle service, that's it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I thought I think if you order a bottle, like let's say you're in like a City Field suite, they keep it behind the bar with them.
Oh yeah, no, they don't give it to you.
She just handed us bottles of and on a pool deck, you're not supposed to have glass ever.
Yeah.
It breaks, you're barefoot, wild. But that was cool. They had like locker rooms for us and stuff.
Yeah. It was very well done. It was awesome.
It was Man, I can't even picture doing that right now.
I know. Doesn't it almost kind of skeeve you out to imagine being like in a pool with so many random people?
Well, it was all our friends. It was like people we knew.
I know, but still, to a certain degree, in these times, some of those people can be considered random in that you don't know what their hygiene practices have been.
I don't know. The past year and a half has been so crazy. Like I haven't really done anything. Like Kelly and I, we went out to dinner by ourselves. We went out to brunch once.
Yeah.
And
it was Muhammad Ali's mansion was like my biggest vacation in 2 years.
Yeah, we are going away soon. I'm going to Puerto Rico in a few weeks.
So exciting.
Because we got our vaccines and we're gonna go. Awesome. So that's gonna be our first time doing anything in like, over a year and a half.
Yeah.
But, speaking of just drinking and doing cool stuff, and how could you not want to get something for free?
Love to.
Our friends, I just spit. Our friends at Dugout Mugs are hooking you guys up doubly this week. And that is a word. I looked it up. Doubly is a word.
Doubly.
They are still doing the free knob shot, which I said last week. I don't know how they haven't run out yet, but they are free. All you got to do is pay the shipping and handling. They take the bottom of the baseball bat and turn it into a shot. So it is the knob shot. You can go to dugoutmugs.com/7line, scroll down and pick the Mets or any other team if you want to pick these up as a gift. All you're paying on this is the shipping and handling. But what they're also doing this week is extending their 35% off discount code on all Mets mugs and wine. And what's that called again? The wine. It says on the bottom.
Wind up.
Mm-hmm. So the wind up and just their straight up Dugout Mugs, Mets mugs are both 35% off. So you can go there,
a good deal.
get the knob shot for free, and also pick up a wine mug or a Mets mug. So it's incredible.
Mother's Day and Father's Day are fast approaching.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
So go to dugoutmugs.com, check out their website, pick up the knob shot for free. The way that you get the discount on the free knob shot is by going to dugoutmugs.com/7line. But then when you get there, put some other stuff in your cart and then check out and use the code 7line, also 7, the number 7 LINE, and that's 35% off. They're the only mugs, bat mugs with the MLB license, the MLBPA license, the Cooperstown rights. They're hooking it up. They got everything going on over on their website. So check them out and take part in these deals because they're not going to last forever. They honestly, I'm sure that once that we blow these things out, there might not be any left. So definitely go check them out and pick that up while you can.
Awesome.
So this is like a weird transition here, but the Mets just can't stay out of the news for being creeps.
Yeah.
And we thought that like the end may have been over after Mickey Callaway, who I still don't think was fired.
Nope, he still has a job.
So Mickey Callaway is still employed. I don't know if he's working or if he's just on like permanent suspension. Yeah,
he's being paid to do nothing.
We talked with Disha about that, and we don't know the California state laws and things like that, but he is still being paid by the Angels. And I think it was on Thursday. The We Gotta Believe boys, KFC and Clem and I don't know who else is involved in the show, but they put something up like, hey, another bombshell coming tomorrow, like buckle up, you're about to be back in the blender, whatever words they used. And they got some shit on for that because basically it was like, hey, if you know something, why don't you just tell us?
I mean, that's I kind of agree just with the
but they said that's like last
nature.
Time they're doing that. They're like, we're not doing that ever again.
That's what I mean. Like the subject nature, like that's not like a good teaser story. If it's like, hey, if like, I don't know, a player did something, whatever, but like you have like victims of sexual harassment involved. That's not the story to tease. But I digress. But yeah, I mean, it's upsetting and it's kind of like, oh my God, is this really happening again? But it's also not shocking. I mean,
no. I'm not shocked by anything anymore.
No.
Especially, and I don't know if this is off the record, on the record, but it's like unbelievable that in this day and age and the way that the world has changed a lot
dramatically over
the past even just 3 or 4 years, where guys are maybe we did talk about this when you wrote the blog piece for on our website back when whichever scandal that one was.
I know, whichever one it was.
I think that was maybe Mickey or Porter. I don't know.
I think it was Mickey.
Just in general, just guys in general being more, in check, I guess, whatever the words may be, because you're not going to change the way, people are chemically balanced from birth to be a man or a woman or whatever they may be. But like, how can we come to the point now in 2021 where guys are still acting this way and they think not only that it's appropriate, because it's not like back in the day where like a guy would like smack someone's ass at work in the 70s and people were like, oh, well, that's just John being creepy.
Right.
But like, you can't do shit like that, you know?
No.
And I don't think the allegations here say anyone smacked anyone's butt, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be acting the way they are and think that it's okay now.
As dumb as men are also smart. And they know when they are in a position to get someone to do what they want or manipulate, for lack of a better term. If they talk about, somebody in power inviting a woman into their office and giving them drinks or whatever, and you can very easily call that woman dramatic if she complains about that. Be like, I was just being friendly. You were in my office. I offered you a drink. What's wrong? But you know what you're doing. Like, we all know. And that's it's honestly, I kind of wish she had just smacked her on the ass. I don't wish she smacked her on the ass, but like, at least that you can blatantly see, like, there's no rhyme or reason. That's wrong.
Right.
It's men have now evolved to, okay, I need to get creative in how I can be creepy and manipulative. But
I think in the report, DeVito said like, well, at least I'm not being Mickey or something like that.
It's and that was before keep in mind, that was before the Mickey Callaway scandal had gotten out, which means it was known among Mets personnel that Mickey Callaway is a creep. Let's just, let's cut the crap with no one knew it was happening. How were they? Everyone freaking knew it was happening. Which brings me to my next point that I'll be happy to rant about is I have a bone to pick with Sandy Alderson. As much as I did love Sandy. I mean, he's, Marine, he fought cancer, and you want to root for him. He brought us to a World Series, but like, come on. I'm sorry, but they literally, if you have not read this piece from The Athletic, I know it costs a whopping $3.99 to read, and that is so expensive.
That should also not be behind a paywall.
I have a problem with that as well, but
if it's that important, it should be up for free. I agree,
but it's also, it's an important story, so I did pay to read it, but whatever. If you did not read it, it specifically states that I think his name is David Newman, whoever that guy is. He was somebody who had worked for the Mets from, I think, 2005 to 2018, had a known history of harassing women, whether it be pregnant women, just being creepy, making fun of their hair, just stupid thing, unprofessional. You can't do that when you're in a position of power over women. It was known. He left the organization. He was trying to come back, interviewing for a job, and 2 women went to Sandy Alderson, told him about this, and said, he's a creep, don't hire him.
I think he said, like, I'll tell him to cut it off.
He said, I believe in second chances, and told him to knock it off.
Right.
That's not, no. You want to believe in second chances when, somebody maybe didn't have the best work ethic or didn't get the job done. You don't give second chances to creeps who make women uncomfortable and incapable of doing their own jobs.
And
that is not when it's appropriate to give a second chance.
He still has his job, right?
I think so. I don't know.
So I think that the way that it's working now is Steve Cohen chimed in on Twitter. He replied to somebody that must have been like, hey, what's going on with this? And I'm paraphrasing here as I did earlier with the Howie tweet about coming back to the booth. Steve said something like, we're on it. I hired a firm and we're going to take care of it.
But here's the thing is that firm is named in the story. They had hired them already. That's no new information. So Steve Cohen provided literally no information when saying that. He just reiterated what was said in the story is we have a law firm looking over it, whatever.
I guess we'll see.
That's my thing is, Sandy, you can't go out there after the Jared Porter scandal and say, going forward, we'll make an effort to ask women their opinion on men before we hire them. And this is a literal situation where prior to all of this, women did give you their opinion and you flat out ignored them. Sorry, I'm upset. So I don't, if the answer is him being fired, I don't know. But that just shows, Sandy Alderson is a great baseball mind. Nobody is arguing that. Everyone wants to win. But there is a responsibility you have being an executive in a front office of a baseball team in the year 2021. And protecting the women that work for you is one of them. And if you're not capable of doing that, in my opinion, that's not a responsibility worth overlooking and being like, okay, well, we can deal with everything else. That's my opinion. My cheeks got hot from that.
I like it. And I don't want to cut you off.
No, it's fine. We're running low on time.
We do have to stay under an hour
All
here.
good.
So if you guys haven't done this yet, you're really missing out because and messing up.
And messing up.
I kind of just confuse messing up and missing out together. So you're really missing out and messing up. But head on over to our friends at Project Repat USA on Instagram. They are giving away a free t-shirt quilt. They have over 500,000 happy customers. And what they do is they take your favorite t-shirts, your favorite polo shirts, your favorite jerseys, whatever it may be, cut it into squares, sew it together, and turn it into a quilt. Very awesome idea. And we have a lot of friends that have used this in the past. MJ and Nancy, my dad. I think that Lizzie may have ordered hers recently.
Oh, yay.
I'm going to do mine with all the outing shirts. I keep saying that every week, but I really have to do it.
Get to it.
And what they're doing is they're giving away one for completely free. All you got to do is go to Project Repat USA on Instagram, like their account, and once a month they're going to scroll through their followers and see whoever has a Mets related profile photo and pick someone out for free to get one of their awesome t-shirt quilts. And if you don't happen to win, you could still buy one. They're always running different discounts on their site. Look at that. We just picked this up. Perfect. And it's already right there, has a 15% off coupon code. So go to projectrepat.com, learn all about it. Definitely use the service. It's such a great idea, especially since we sell a lot of t-shirts. This is perfect. Like a match made in, t-shirt heaven here.
Absolutely.
So hit them up. Check that out. Great friends of the show. And we're happy to have them on board. Don't forget to share the show.
Winners.
I know I'm going to get that in a second.
Okay, perfect.
Get involved for the free stuff from Coors Light. You got to be 21 and over. Don't forget.
Yes.
Always drink responsibly. And last week's winner on Twitter, we have @MetFever.
Woo.
And on Facebook, Jennifer DiLorenzo Bardo.
Woo.
I will contact both of you. You're going to get a free Coors Light tumbler / seltzer koozie.
If you are 21 and older.
Yeah, 21 and over. And also one of these awesome short-sleeved hooded t-shirts. These are freaking awesome. They're soft and they fit beautifully. So check that out. Thank you guys for checking in. We covered a lot today. I know that unfortunately I cut Julie off on a very important rant.
Follow me on Twitter. I'll rant some more.
Just guys, do a better job in your lives.
Please.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
And we will see you guys next Monday. I think at 1:00 also.
Yes, please.
See you later.
Put it in the box. Put it in the box.
Do you like the 3 like that? Or?
It's perfect. I think it's like a nice little remix.
Okay, one more.
Put it in the box. Put it in the box.
All right, guys, enjoy your weeks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. And we'll talk to you next Monday.
Bye.
Let's go Mets.